Hello, today is 10/3 of 25, and I am here with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I changed my diet to a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet in April of 2024. It is 8:45, and I've already started drinking my coffee, and I had my donut, which is a gluten-free, sugar-free donut that I get from a local bakery in my area. Very clean ingredients, and they're delicious. And then I made it with a serving of whey isolate protein powder, and I got my collagen peptides in yesterday. So I added my serving of collagen peptides. Um, did I say I made it with Fairlife whole milk? Because that's what I made it with. Today I actually used 3/4 of a cup, which is more than I have been using. I have been using only a half cup, but I accidentally added too much collagen powder, and so it was just like thick, and so I needed to add a little bit more milk. Right now, I am preparing my kids' lunch, which is a little early. I'm not actually going to like bake it until later, but I got to take my son to taekwondo, and so I just want it to be ready when I get home to pop in the oven. So it's a new recipe that I've never tried before for blueberry pancakes. So the first thing that I want to do is create my buttermilk. So I've got 1 cup of heavy cream here, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of white vinegar to it. And I'll just give that a quick stir, and then I just let this sit to the side while I get everything else together. Now I'm going to get my dry ingredients together. So I need 1 cup of almond flour. My 1 cup measuring cup doesn't actually fit in my container. So I am just using a half cup, and I will use it twice. And then I need a 1/4 cup of oat fiber. So that's what I've got here. You can use, if you don't have oat fiber, the recipe says that you can use 3 tablespoons of coconut flour. And I do have coconut flour, so I could use that, but I don't use this very often, so I'd rather use this rather than like my coconut flour that I do use pretty often. I need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. A 1/3 of a cup of sweetener, so I'm using a monk fruit allulose blend. And then I'm just gonna stir these together. Okay, and then for my wet ingredients, I've got 3 eggs that I've scrambled up. I'm going to grab my fork, and I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter that has been melted. And I want to kind of do this slowly just because I don't want to cook my eggs. I don't want scrambled eggs. I want eggs with butter. And then I've got my cup of heavy cream with vinegar, so my buttermilk. And that is how you make buttermilk. Like you don't have to use heavy cream. You can just, in fact, this is the first time I've actually made it using heavy cream. You just use milk and then vinegar, and you have buttermilk in case you like have a recipe that calls for buttermilk and you don't have any. I need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, so I'm just going to leave these for now because, like I said, I'm not ready to bake them. And I really don't know that I want the batter together. Like, I am afraid it'll get too thick. So I'm going to wait, and then I will finish this up later. All right, so I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. I have a 1/4 sheet pan here that I have lined with some parchment paper. I am going to add my wet ingredients to my dry ingredients. And the recipe says not to overmix it, so I'll try not to do that. I wonder if I could make this with like Fairlife whole milk instead of the heavy cream. Like this, there's just not much protein in this, is kind of what I'm thinking about. And that's a big reason that I'm not really going to have it. I'm going to have some because I want to try it, but like there's not much protein. And so I'm trying to figure out if this is something I could adjust to like have more protein in it so I can really kind of like make it a meal for me. But we'll see. I mean, maybe we won't even enjoy it in the first place and it doesn't matter. Okay, so I've got those mixed together. Now I need to add a quarter cup of blueberries. And the recipe calls for fresh blueberries, but I don't have any of those. So I'm going to use frozen blueberries. I have found that most of the time it's interchangeable. So, and they do need to bake for, it's like 25 to 28 minutes is what the recipe says. So like the blueberries are going to have plenty of time to, like, I guess, de-thaw. All right, so a quarter cup. All right, and then I'm just going to pour this into my pan. I don't know, like I kind of feel like maybe I wanted to put the blueberries in, like say on top, like rather than mixing it in with the batter, just because like now I find that I'm kind of having to spread them out to, so you can get some in, I mean, not necessarily every bite, but they're just kind of not very spread out, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. All right. So this will go in my oven for 25 to 28 minutes. I may make kids some bacon to have with their pancakes. So I will have some of that also. And then I am going to have some leftover meat sauce. So this is made with 93% lean ground beef that I just cooked and crumbled with some salt and pepper. And I added in some Simply Nature tomato basil pasta sauce. I am going to have it with some konjac rice. So this is the brand. I just got this. I wanted to try it. It was less expensive than what I was getting. I'm trying to remember the name of what I was getting, but I can't. Uh, However, in looking at this, normally I would buy bags of the other brand and it would be 2 servings per bag. In this one, there's only 1 serving per bag. They are well, I don't know if you can see it, but they're like smaller bags. So they're individual servings, which is nice. But I just wonder if I actually paid more or maybe the same, because like I'm not getting as many servings as I was getting in the other brand. So I'm going to have to check on that. Okay, I'm going to get this mixed in and just taste it and see what I think of the konjac rice, but I'm sure it's just fine. It's probably like all the other konjac rice, but maybe it tastes terrible and I'll let you know. Yeah, it's konjac rice. The pancake is out of the oven and it looks beautiful. I am going to give this a try. It comes out of the pan really nice, so I like that. It's good. The bite that I had with blueberry in it was like delicious, right? Like that pop of flavor was really nice. But like in my piece, I only have 2 blueberries. So I do feel like there needs to be a few more blueberries in it. So then I ate a bite without any blueberries in it, obviously, because and I think that it has nice flavor. I do wish that it was a little, I think there needs to be a little bit of salt added to it. It's just, um, I don't know, like the flavor just kind of needs to be umped up a little bit more. And I think it just needs like a bit of salt that would probably help that. I don't like the edges as much. The edges are like more browned, right? And so that part I don't particularly care for. I think I'm kind of enjoying the middle of it a bit better. And as far as texturally, it doesn't texturally feel like a pancake. It's a bit denser, a bit more moist, right? Which kind of happens with almond flour. But it's good. Like, it's good. I think my kids will enjoy it. I think they'll probably end up making it for themselves too.
It is 3:30 and I am back from the gym. I wasn't really intending on doing a leg workout today, but my daughter wanted to do a leg workout and she needed me to kind of show her how to do it. So to be efficient with my time, I also did a leg workout. So I did back bar squats, seated calf raises, 24-inch box step ups with knee drive, and Romanian deadlifts. And then I did an hour on the stair stepper. So I am ready for some protein and a little carbs. I got a half cup of Good Culture cottage cheese here with a half cup of blackberries.
We ended up going out for dinner tonight. We went to Red Robin. I had a double bacon cheeseburger and a Caesar side salad without the croutons. And then I had 6 French fries. So I ended up with about 2,300 calories. My protein is 210. My net carbs are 36, and my fat is 134. I am in a surplus today. I'm okay with that. It's a small surplus, and I was in such a deficit for the last week, not counting yesterday, that it's really just fine. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.